Hi, my name is Maria Chavez, and this is my third grade social studies lesson plan. The standards that I chose are CA 3.4.1, which is determine the reasons for rules, laws, in the U.S. Constitution, the role of citizenship in the promotion of rules and laws, and the consequences for people who violate rules and laws. The ELA standard that I chose to go along with this is CA .w.3.1, which is write opinion pieces on topics or texts supporting a point of view with reasons. Introduce the topic or text they are writing about, state an opinion, and create an organizational structure that lists reasons. Provide reasons that support the opinion. Use linking words and phrases because, therefore, since, for example, to connect opinion and reasons. Provide a concluding statement or section. So the objective of this lesson would be students will be able to distinguish between rules and laws. Students will be able to explain the importance of laws in society and why citizens should follow them. Um, so for this activity, you would just start with a class discussion on rules and laws. Ask them what kind of what they think a rule is and what they think a law is. Ask them what kind of rules they have at home and what kind of rules they have in the classroom, and to give you examples. Um, Ask if they know some examples of laws and what those laws mean. You can ask why rules and laws are important. And you could write all their ideas and their statements on the board just to kind of get their brains going. And for those who aren't really too sure, they can refer back to what their classmates said. So then you're going to have them stand up for the actual activity, and you're going to have them get in a circle. You're going to tell them that you're going to play a game. And the point of this game is to teach them the importance of rules and how it's really hard to do something without knowing the rules or following the rules. So you're going to instruct them to jump. And when they jump, you're going to be like, uh-oh, you guys were supposed to jump on your right foot, not both feet. And then to be like, okay, you guys are going to jump again. And then when they jump again on their right foot, you're going to be like, oh, you were supposed to jump on your right foot with your eyes closed. And then when they jump again on their right foot with their eyes closed, you're going to inform them again that, uh-oh, you guys were supposed to jump on your right foot with your left eye closed, not both eyes closed. So then it keeps going on and so on and so on. You keep adding things until eventually they become frustrated because you weren't clear what the rules were, and now nobody is winning because they're not following the rules because they weren't aware of them. And then you'll use this to tie back to how important rules are and how rules create organization and structure within societies or even the classroom and at home. Um, you can ask them what they thought about the game, if they can understand how it relates to laws and how rules are similar to laws, and this can lead to a discussion on the differences between rules and laws. You can have ask them for examples on the differences. You can create a chart for these. So you can have one rule chart and one law chart and have them, or you can create a Venn diagram as well to have them compare and contrast the two. Um, this you can lead into discussions on the Constitution and how it was created and why it was created, and just go into like the basics of it, like what's the purpose of it, like the citizens' rights and the branches and stuff like that, so that the students can just get a very basic understanding of what the Constitution consists of, which will help them later on and later in other lessons. Um, I did create some vocab cards for them to review or just to post on the wall. I think reviewing these before the lesson starts would be beneficial just so that they can keep them fresh in their minds. We have cards such as branches, government, and this just gives them a basic definition of what it is. Like, we don't want to go too in depth into it because they could get confused, but just stuff like that to just open their minds to these really kind of complicated subjects. I also have task cards, which just consist of questions like I said, explain the difference between a rule and a law. And this one they shouldn't have trouble with. If we had already done the diagram, they can refer back to the diagram on the board. They can list rules they have in the classroom. They can talk about, well, one of the questions is, what does it mean to be a good citizen? They can do this in groups so they can discuss it within their group so they don't feel so isolated and like they have to do all these task cards on their own. Just basic ones like what is civics? What's the definition of the word citizenship? Just basic questions just to expand their knowledge on the subject. I also have some worksheets that they could do. This one's just kind of a fun one just to get them exposed to vocabulary with the US Constitution. Down here, it gives very brief descriptions of the terms up here, which they can then put into the crossword puzzle. And then another example I have, and they can do these either in class or as homework as well. Here's one on being a good citizen. So then it just asks them questions on what they can do to be a good citizen, and then it gives the examples up here, and then they can identify which ones are which. As far as them connecting this lesson to their funds of knowledge, they can relate it to existing rules at home or within the classroom, and this will just help them grasp the concept of laws and be able to distinguish the similarities, because I'm pretty sure most students already have rules within the classroom and they know why the rules are in place. If not, you can go over briefly again why the rules are in place and how they help the classroom to function appropriately. But yeah, students can just refer back to that in order to make the connections between rules and laws. So this is pretty much all I have for my social studies lesson plan. Thank you.